Good day everyone. In this CBT we will learn how to create RPP work plan. In other words, we will learn how to create objective and activity details, how to enter scientist responsible against every activity, how to enter output monitorable targets for particular activities, and how to associate those targets to activities, etc., etc. So for this, a prerequisite is that RPP1 should be created, and for that refer to a separate CBT called RPP1 creation. Now before moving on to the system, let us just capture the various steps that we will be doing in the CBT. First of all, we will create new objectives and activities for 1 year. After that, we will create output monitorable targets and then associate those targets which we have created to the particular activities. After that, the information is complete for one particular year, and then we will simply replicate this data for all the other years. With this, our objectivity and activity details will be completed, and finally we will save the work plan information. We will now move into the system to see how this is done. After logging into the system, from the navigator, click on work plan. You can see that there are two options here: project list and search projects. Project list basically shows a list of all the projects which the particular scientist who has logged in into the system has created, and he can also use the search project functionality to search a particular project. So in this case, we will simply click on project list. As soon as we click on it, a new page will open in the web browser. Now select the project for which you wish to enter the objective and activity details. In my case, it is this project number 1000115 with this temporary PME project code. So I will click on this. This is the project form, and it basically tells you about the institute and the start date and finish date. Simply click on the work plan tab. You can see work plan has two subtabs: objective and activity details and output monitorable targets. As our first step is to create new objectives and activities, we will click on create objectives and activities button. Now before we enter the data in the system, this is just a quick guide about how to enter the data on this form. These are the basic guidelines. Now there are three outlines level over here. Outline level 1 is for year, outline level 2 is for objectives, and outline level 3 is for activities. So we define an year at outline level 1. In that particular year, we enter all the objectives at outline level 2, and for, let us say, for objective 1 there are 3 activities. We will mention those 3 activities against this objective in outline level 3, and we will, as already has been mentioned, we will create data only for 1 year. For the other years, such as year 2, we will simply replicate the data. So as outline level 1 is for year, serial number field, this field is basically only for the internal maintenance of the data. So this field is not relevant to any of your report outputs. It is not displayed in any report. This is just for the internal maintenance of the data. So you can sequentially start entering the serial number starting from 1. So here I will enter 1, and year, objective, activity name, here the year is 2013. Also please note that this is the calendar year over here, so this 2013 means January to December 2013. Now the second step is to enter objective at outline level 2. So moving back to the browser, I will select outline level as 2. In type, I will select objective. I will enter the next sequential serial number, that is 2, and I will enter the objective over here. Now I have created an objective. Now I will mention the activities under this objective. As activities are outline level 3, so I will select 3. In type I will select activity, mention the next serial number, and here in the same field where I have entered the year, the objective, now I will enter the activity. Also for activities we mention the start date, the finish date, the percentage to be carried out, and the scientist responsible. This activity is done only for activities, and these values are not recorded for year and objective. They simply get rolled up from the information that you have entered at activity level. So I will enter the scheduled start date. Or let us make it 1st August. The scheduled finish date, let us say it is 31st December. The percentage to be carried out, this means that what is the percentage of this activity that would be carried out in this year. So let us say that 60% of the video recording would be done in year 2013. So I will enter 60 over here. The last field is scientist responsible. This means that basically who is the scientist responsible to carry out this particular activity. For this, click on this icon. A new page will open up. Here you can enter percentage and click on go. All the team members in this particular project would be shown. In this project, for this case, there are only 2 team members, Dr. Om Prakash Khanduri and Dr. Alka Arora. So I will select Dr. Om Prakash Khanduri and click on select button. This means that this scientist is responsible for this activity, which would be carried out from 1st August 2013 till 31st December 2013, and 60% of this activity will be completed in the year 2013. Similarly, I define another activity under this objective itself. Audio recording. Let us say I will start working on it on 1st September. And I will complete it by 31st of March. I will do let us say 50% of the work will be done in this year. And Dr. Alka Arora, again the process to mention the scientist responsible remains the same. So Dr. Alka Arora would be the scientist responsible to carry out this job. And in fact, let us change this to 31st January 2013, so that we can show you how to enter the data for 2 years. Now I have also prepared some slides because this page is basically a little difficult to comprehend. So this just shows the way that we have entered data. We have entered the year at outline level 1, then the objective, and then the activity, and for activity we have mentioned the start date and the end date as well. So after this we go on, and when the data is replicated, we mentioned the same objectives and activities for the year 2014. Now this shows that the percentage to be carried out is related to the year under which the activity is defined. So if I have mentioned 60 over here, it will mean that 60% of the activity is to be carried out in 2013, and the rest of the activity 40% of the activity is to be carried out in the year 2014. So 60% of the work in the first year and 40% of the work in the second year. The start date and the end date that we mention has no relevance with the year which we mention over here. So the start date and end date will remain the same for both the years. For 2013 also mention from 1st January 2013 to 14. For 2014 also mention the same dates. In fact, you will not need to mention these dates, they will simply get copied, they will simply get replicated. So the relevance of this year which we mention over here has got to do with the percentage to be carried out and nothing else. So here we will enter, let us say there is another objective. So I will select outline level 2 for objective, type objective, serial number 5, and now I will enter the objective over here. Now I will define all the activities under this objective. Let us say that there is only one activity. So outline level 3, type activity, serial number 6. Capturing screenshots. Scheduled start is 1st October. Scheduled finish, for this case let us take it to be 31st December. And what will be the percentage to be carried out? It will be 100, because as you can see that the scheduled start and scheduled finish date lies in the year 2013. So we are beginning all the work in October 2013 and ending all the work before the year ends by 31st December 2013. So obviously the percentage to be carried out will be 100. We will complete the entire activity in this year only. And let us say Dr. Om Prakash Khanduri is the scientist responsible for this activity. So again the same procedure to attach a scientist. Select Dr. Om Prakash Khanduri and click on select button. With this we have mentioned and captured all the objective and activity details for a particular year, that is the year 2013. After this we will click on apply button. Here you can see that an error has come which says that scheduled start date is greater than end date. This is because if you see over here, our activity is beginning in August 2013 and ending in January 2013. So we have entered a wrong data. End date cannot come before the start date. So I will correct this data. Instead of January, what I wanted was that it will get over by 31st of October. So I will mention October over here. With this the data is corrected. Another word of caution over here is that if your project start date is, let's say, 1st of April 2013 and your project is ending by 31st of March 2014, in that case if I enter a scheduled start, that is before the start date of the project, or enter a scheduled finish which is after the end date of the project, that is if I enter a scheduled start date before 1st of April 2013 or a finish date after 31st of March 2014, system will again show a similar error which has come over here. So this restriction has been placed so that the amount of activity, the duration of activity remains in between the project duration. So you cannot start an activity before the project is beginning. You cannot end an activity after a project has ended. So start date and finish date are thus limited. So such relevant controls have been put in the system. So after entering the correct data, I click on apply button. So now we have completed the first step, that is create new objectives and activities for 1 year. Now we will begin the second step, that is create output monitorable targets.